You built a business to be free, but you're answering emails at midnight and you can't take a week off without your phone blowing up. And if you're being honest with yourself, you know that if you stop showing up, the whole thing would fall apart. That is not business. That's prison with a nice logo. And here's the lie that the business world sold to you. If you work hard enough, and if you be good enough, then you'd win. And while it worked, you became the best in the room and the best at the craft, the best at the close, the best at understanding what the business needed and when it needed it. So naturally, you built everything around yourself. And now you can't take a day off. Your team cannot make a single decision without checking with you first. Every client wants you specifically. You're not running a company, you're running yourself into the ground. And here's the uncomfortable truth that most coaches and gurus, the ones that are flexing their watches and their cars and their lifestyle content all over Instagram, they'll never say to your face. Your expertise is not your greatest asset anymore. It's your biggest bottleneck. You became the problem. And that is genuinely hard to accept. Every founder I have ever worked with who actually broke through makes the same shift. And it has nothing to do with working harder. Let me tell you about Ray Kroc. Most people think McDonald's is a burger company. It's not. McDonald's is a systems company that happens to sell cheeseburgers. Ray Kroc built something so precise that a 16-year-old on their first shift produces the same result as a 20-year veteran. No genius is required, no key person, just the system. That is what you're supposed to be building. The real metric for your business is not revenue. It's how many days this thing runs without you. That number is your actual freedom score. And for most founders, that number is 0. And here's what changes that. Fire yourself from doing the work before you hire anyone. Most founders hire to grow. That's the wrong order. First, fire yourself from the operator role. Document what you do. Build the processes. Then hire someone to run the process, not figure it out for you. If you hire before you systematize, you are not building a team. You are building dependence. Stop managing people. Manage the system that manages people. And here is what nobody tells you about experienced hires. They're dangerous if you have no systems. They bring their own way of doing things. And when they leave, the business walks out with them. Build your processes tight enough that a motivated newcomer outperforms an experienced hire with bad habits. The system is the star. The person is just the actor. Treat your business like a prototype. Ask yourself this. If I had to duplicate this business in a new city tomorrow, what breaks first? That answer tells you exactly where to start. Not because you are opening new locations. Because a business that can be duplicated is a business that does not need you present to function. If you can't duplicate it, you have not built it yet. Complexity is not sophistication. Simple will scale. Founders confuse complicated operations with advanced businesses. They build elaborate org charts, layer on management, create 12-step processes for things that should take 2 steps. Real sophistication is doing the same thing brilliantly every single time. Your best product is not your most complex one. It is your most repeatable one. Strip it back to what works, then lock it in. Your identity is the last thing to change. And it is the reason most founders stay stuck. This is the one nobody wants to talk about. Most founders intellectually understand that they need systems. They know they need to delegate. They have read the books. I have probably coached them at some point, and they still do not want to do it. Do you want to know why? Because being the expert is part of who they are. Being the one everyone needs feels like safety. Being indispensable feels like value. So the real work is not operational, it's identity. You have to stop seeing yourself as the best person for the job and start seeing yourself as the person who builds the thing that makes the best person irrelevant. And that's hard. Because if the business runs without you, maybe you weren't as important as you thought you were. That fear is real. And I've seen it stop brilliant founders cold. But here's what I know after working with hundreds of them. The ones who scale are not the smartest in the room. They're the ones that are willing to make themselves unnecessary. The most dangerous sentence in a founder's vocabulary is, "It's faster if I just do it myself." Say that enough times that you've built yourself a ceiling, you will never break through. Stop asking, "How do I do this better?" and start asking, "How do I build something that does this without me?" That single question is worth more than any productivity hack you will ever find. And here's where you start. 3 things. Do them this week. First, take the 30-day test. Write down every single thing that breaks if you disappear for 30 days. That list is your work. Start at the top. Second, document before you delegate. Before your next hire, record yourself doing the role. Write the process. Build the template. If it is not documented, you are not delegating. You are just offloading confusion and calling it growth. And third, define your freedom score. How many consecutive days can your business run without you right now? Write the number down. Make that your obsession, not revenue, not headcount, that number. You don't need another strategy. You need the courage to stop being the answer to every single question. Listen, Ray Kroc never flipped a burger, not because he couldn't, but because he understood something most founders never do. The business is not the product that you sell. The business is the machine that you build. And if your company needs your hands to function, you haven't built a company. You've built yourself a very demanding client. Hey, one question before you go. What's the one thing in your business that only you can do right now? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one.